Ooh, it feels a little tight in the chest here. I mean, it feels like tension. You know what I mean? Hypertension. You know, that's what they call high blood pressure. Hey everybody, my name is Alvin J, the most passionate non-doctor on the internet. Today I'm going to talk to you about hypertension and sleep apnea. Now there's a certain amount of things that go along with that, but today we're going to talk to you first about hypertension, then we'll get to the sleep stuff, because I know some of you are suffering from insomnia too, but we're going to get to all of that in just a second. But let's start off with this. I have to give it up. There's a young man whose name is Everett Gilliam L, like Jor-El as in Superman. I thought that was the coolest thing. I'm a sci-fi guy, so you know I had to nerd out on you there for a second. Okay, now let's get down to the business of the business. Now, let's talk about hypertension. Hypertension is high blood pressure, and high blood pressure is your body's intelligent response to getting blood, oxygen, and nutrients to your vital organs. You see, your blood is the transport system in which your vital organs receive their nutrients, receive their oxygen. And if it doesn't get there in a timely manner, you tend to have conditions like anemia, cold extremities, loopiness, so tired, fatigued all the time. You see, you don't want this stuff every day in your life because you're supposed to be a human being. You're supposed to be built to be energetic. You're supposed to be built to be dynamic. So don't get out of the mindset of thinking that way, because doctors will try to put you on medications. And anytime you take a medication, it slows or stops a metabolic process. Let me say that again. It slows or stops a metabolic process. Every time you put a pill into your mouth, no matter what it's for, headaches, all right, heart disease, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, every time you take one, you are now destroying the physiology of your body. Let me just put it to you this way. Sick people take pills. If you don't want to be sick for the rest of your life, stop taking the fucking pills. Okay? All right. Now, hypertension. Let's say, for instance, there's two reasons that you would get it. All right. So, first of all, you got a blockage in your arteries. Now, for some reason, you never hear about blockages in your veins, and they never happen. Well, you guys who are not in advanced anatomy don't know that there's a different structure between an artery and a vein. Once an artery becomes a vein on the other side of a capillary, well, the anatomical difference makes it damn near impossible for a vein to have buildup. Thus, there's no pressure in a vein. That's why you can't take a pulse in a vein. But in an artery, which is built differently and has higher pressure, nothing tends to stick either, unless there is a damage to the arterial wall, something like an aneurysm. Or let's say, for instance, you eat a Western diet full of potato chips, red hot Cheetos with lemon juice, okay? Pizzas, hamburgers, French fries, milkshakes, sodas. Let's say you ate that kind of stuff. Well, that's ripe for destroying the inside of your artery. And when you destroy the inside of your artery, you stop nitric oxide production. And when you do, see, the walls of the artery break down, thus become sticky, viscous, and now the junk that you're eating, which normally wouldn't even attach or have any problems in your system, now is building up plaque inside of your arteries. Well, those built up plaques inside of your arteries are going to block off in certain places throughout your body, and you're going to have a bunch of them. Okay, so you might have 16 just peppered all over the place, and they are slowing down your blood from getting to their vital organs. And if that is the case, that means that now you have something called arterial sclerosis. And your body's intelligent response, your body's not dumb, your body's smarter than any doctor on the face of this planet. Your body has jacked up your blood pressure because you got to think about this. On the other side of this blood vessel is a vital organ. Let's call it a spleen, right? And that spleen needs vitamins, it needs nutrients, it needs oxygen, right? So those things are happening quite efficiently if there are no blockages. But the second you start eating that Western diet and you create those blockages inside of your body, what's going to happen? What's going to happen is now, because you have created those blockages, you've created a smaller hole. Therefore, that smaller hole now has to have more pressure to push the blood through to get to that vital organ at the same rate. You see, your body knows you can't slow down the flow because then organs start to fail. Organs start to get damaged. Organs can possibly die. So your brain already knows that. Don't get in its way. When it jacks up your blood pressure, it's saying we have to vasoconstrict those arteries so we can push the blood through. So if you make the artery smaller, it pushes the blood through faster. Now I can get blood to those vital organs. Jacking up your blood pressure has been a help to you. We have now studied in other countries that if you leave the blood pressure high, what happens is you have an 80% greater chance of survival. If you take a statin, like we do in America, to artificially lower blood pressure, then what happens? We actually end up with an 80% increase in death. Death. Did you hear me? You don't want to be dead. You don't want to be one of those people. So I'm telling you, your body is intelligent. When you take a statin, it's going to artificially dilate your artery, thus lowering your blood pressure artificially. Okay, artificially. So if you lower it artificially, what's going to happen? Your heart, which in your brain, that just fixed this problem of raising your blood pressure to get that to the other side. Now you've taken away the ability for it to vasoconstrict. Now the only way we can get blood at a faster rate past that blockage is to make that heart work 5, 7, 10 times harder. Do you think you can sustain that for a long period of time? Hell no. That's why people are dying now at 37 years old, 42 years old, 57 years old when the human body is easily supposed to live to 120. Don't fall for the BS. It's out there. Doctors are telling you this in their offices, and you're believing them because they're wearing a white coat. Don't. Next point here. Sleep apnea. Let's get to that. Now, high blood pressure, because your heart is going at such a great rate, can contribute to sleep apnea, meaning you don't have a great ability to sleep. Now, true definition of sleep apnea is the continuous interruptions in breathing during sleep. All right, meaning that you would go a long period. Well, let me just show you this. Did you see how long he went between breaths? Did you see how he was suffering through this? I mean, people don't fall for it, please. Okay, the main thing about the sleep apnea is sometimes from when you were born, you might have problems with cartilage problems because your mother was on headache medication. She might have taken some medication. She might have done Pitocin during the pregnancy. All of those things are meant to induce the pregnancy or help it go further along. It also stops the heart rate, the heartbeat of the baby every time that you contract on Pitocin. Okay, so it's dangerous. Yes, it is. All right, I know you want the baby out. I know it hurts. You want epidurals. You want Pitocin. You want all these things that the doctor is recommending for you. I'm going to say you better toss that shit if you want you and your baby to be healthy. There's a reason why 20% of children out there have asthma, and it's rising every day. I think it's 30% now, all right? And there's a reason why children have all these respiratory disorders. There's a reason why children have peanut allergies to everything. It's because we're doing all of these things to our kids. But let's get back to sleep apnea. The reason I bring that up is because whenever we succumb to the pressures of the doctor in giving us medications like Pitocin, like epidurals and things like that, they inevitably affect the baby. Well, what can happen to the baby? Baby is mostly cartilage, and most things that you give during a pregnancy tends to stop proteoglycan production, which is the creation of cartilage, which is what the baby is 90% of once he is born up until the age of about 5 or 6. So, do you think it's smart to do that? Mom and Dad? I'm talking to you, Mom and Dad. Is that a good thing? I don't think so. So let's get to it. When you start snoring or sleeping, now if you want to get rid of sleep apnea, you want to breathe better. I don't like using artificial methods. However, the Breathe Right strips tended to work great for me. I did use them one time about 3 years ago, and it did work effortlessly. So I will say, try that if you have time to try it. But on the other side of that, if you want to breathe better during sleep, they have a mouthpiece that will set your jaw forward, so that will keep your throat from collapsing and thus stop you from snoring. All right, so that's a good thing for sleep. Now, if you guys are on a nebulizer to sleep, just so you can have forced air pressure go down your throat, they call it a CPAP, continuous positive airway pressure. That CPAP, that is a machine that is going to force air down your throat, and thus the pressure is at a constant rate so as to keep your airway open. Now, that's not supposed to be the case, because you have cartilaginous rings made of cartilage, once again, that surround your trachea, that hold it open all the time so you can easily breathe in and breathe out, inhale, exhale, right? But do you have a machine that's doing this for you? That means that your cartilaginous rings that are around your trachea going all the way down, something's wrong with them. They're weak, they're collapsing. So I'm going to tell you, get off the medications. That's what's stopping your cartilage building capabilities. Okay, so that's all I got for you today. I want you off of these medications. I want you eating fruits and vegetables. I want you getting your 90 essential vitamins and minerals, okay? You can get these from fruits and vegetables. That's only going to cover about 20-30%. You have to supplement to get the rest. So I recommend the Healthy Starter Pack that is on Amazon. It's made by Longevity. I am not a proponent of the company, all right? I just believe in what they do, okay? So if you don't want that, find something else that works for you, but I'm going to tell you, build back up your cartilage, build back up your bone, keep that blood calcium level smooth, and you will see better sleep, you will see better health, and you will see a better you. All right, so that's all I got for you today. I didn't want to make the video too long. I know I talk fast. Replay the damn video if I do talk too fast and watch it again. All right, so I'll talk to you later. This is Alvin J, the most passionate non-doctor on the internet. I'll see you soon. Please, please, please stay out of the hospital. Stop taking the medications, and I promise you'll see a better you. All right, all you have to do is add the vitamins and minerals, and you're all good. I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye. Later.